broken. And I do believe my background is actually, before this, I did recruiting for a school. And I do believe that so much of that is due to education and how our system is, failing to educate our children, and then they drop out or they don't have the skills needed, and then all these other things happen. So that would be the thing. I mean, it's a lot of things. It's not just one, but I guess it kind of starts with education. So I have dreams someday of getting back into that industry in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, Sarah, great answer, by the way.
What's that?
I just said great answer, by the way. I love that.
I was just going to say that was amazing, Emily. And I mean, I would second that 100,000%. And I think education, if there was gosh, you said a magic wand. Ugh. Education, I think, is the key to literally everything. It's the key to our socioeconomic issues. It's the key to our family health issues. It's the key to our mental health issues. It's our physical health. I mean, literally, a lack of education is probably the most powerful tool and the one thing that could do the most to change everything, regardless of where it's at. Because if you don't know what you don't know, like you said, Rob, you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know it, you don't know. And that's the problem. And it affects all of us. It affects everything we do. And I think from education too is where a sense of curiosity comes from, and being open-minded and thinking about, well, what if? Maybe I can. What if that's doable? And like I said, just even in just my little, corner of the screen here, like I said, my tagline is born of that, literally that lack of education and lack of open-mindedness and lack of curiosity. It's like, just stop. Like, what was that gal back in the 80s? Stop the insanity. It's like, stop thinking you can't, stop thinking it's not possible. Stop thinking there's no hope. There is, but you have to be willing to be open to it, which means you have to be willing to be educated. So I love that. Emily, that was perfect.
And Rob?
And if I can go, I'll tell you, technology, it's pretty cool. It's interesting. But I'll tell you, growing up in, the 80s with a mullet and stuff, I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't even have a pager. But there's a bunch of people that are the youth nowadays that they never experienced customer service before, because all this technology now that we've got, you can text them, you can email them, you can do all these other things rather than getting on the phone with them and having a conversation and actually delivering customer service. And in the industry that I'm in, I think every medical bill should have an itemization for each code that was used, with the designation and the, procedural code determining how much you charge for that. So an itemization of charges should be going with every medical bill, so that way you can see whether or not is it true or is it false. But that's customer service to the patient, and we really didn't have to worry about this stuff way back in the day. And with all the technology around that's going on with the youth, I mean, I'll bet you there's the people born in 2000 have never ever experienced customer service, because it just wasn't, the customer always being right was that mantra we grew up with in the 80s, and it's disappeared. And unfortunately, I would love for it to come back. Bring it on.
And now, Rob, because you said that, the one thing that if I had a magic wand, I'd like to go back and see Rob with his mullet and parachute pants. Just saying. Just saying.
No judgment. No
That's
judgment.
my football helmet. I was rocking that mullet, man.
Right. The 80s were a very unique time.
Oh, they were.
Graduation photos. Okay.
Yeah, Emily, Sarah, Rob, thank you guys for making this segment so beautiful. Thank you for everything that you guys have done, and thank you for allowing me to take up this portion of time from your day. And thank you for helping us try to make a difference in someone's life. I greatly appreciate everything that you guys do, and I just want to thank you so much.
Thank
That
you
got
so
you,
much.
Zach.
So
Having us.
you can find all their information on the website, and we'll get hooked back up with them sooner than later. So Emily, Sarah, and Rob, thank you all.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for
Bye,
what you do.
everyone. Thank
Bye.
you.
Everyone, thank you all both.
Have a wonderful day.
Amazing. Again, it's just, look, I love all the information that we're coming up with today. Every hour has been different. Every hour has had a different aspect to it. Every hour has had its own unique spin. But the one thing about it is that every hour has had to do with growing and learning and helping. And that's the most important thing. So, I need to draw attention to everybody at the bottom of the screen. We've been seeing it going on throughout the day. If you take and you tag 4 of your friends, and the way you tag your 4 friends is you put the little @ symbol before their name. So you put the @ symbol and then you start to spell out their name. Whatever social network you're on, it should take and their name should pop up on there. You tag them. Tag 4 of your friends and a nonprofit. Do this once an hour. And every hour when you do this, you are entered in to win a trip for 2 or 4 if you have 2 kids under the age of 12 to Cancun. We're going to be drawing at the end of this show for a winner for a trip for 2 or 4 if you've got 2 kids under 12. They get to go to Cancun on our great friends at Share the Credit. And Mr. Will
decided that she needed to try the mushrooms, and she did, and she basically had the same time frame that he had, where reduced the first month down to 1 or 2 seizures the second month, and then after that, seizure free. So that's just one example. The reason that we have one product that, or one ingredient, I should say, in various products that works positively on the immune system is that is what it's designed to do, to give you immune support to the level that your body can heal itself. We're not curing anything. We're allowing the body to heal itself. So if anybody on here has any suggestions for what I can do to reach the community that, that would help service animals, I would love that, because again, we want them to be able to cure themselves of whatever ails them, and would love to be instrumental in that.
Well, maybe a couple ladies that might have a question or two for you are our next additions. It's our dear friends from Dogs and Tags of Wyoming. They are one of our mission partners that we are raising money for on this venture. So I would like to bring you Paula and Candace from Dogs and Tags. And who do we have in your arms?
Lucy.
Lucy. Okay. I was kind of spying on you in our little window, and that little tail was just going around and around and around.
Yeah.
It looked like, it kind of reminded me of one of our dogs. That tail gets spinning and around, and if you walk in front of it, you're going to bust a leg.
Yeah.
Our tail just gets moving. So, but how are you doing, ladies?
We're doing great. We're glad to be here today, and we want to thank you, Zach, for asking us to come on and allowing us to, give awareness to service dogs and let people know that we're out there to help in any way we possibly can.
Yeah. Well, Debbie is joining us, and Debbie has a product that helps dogs with a natural healing aspect. Debbie, you were just talking about seizures and stuff. When dogs come to you, Paula and Candace, do you ever have to worry about a dog having an issue like that? And do you worry about trying to find like all natural healing products, or what do you guys use for the treatment of the animals?
Well, being service dogs, there's a lot of medical criteria they have to go through. And unfortunately, a dog that has a seizure would not qualify for our program. However, I do have a profit business, which is called Wyoming Canine Training Academy. And we do train all other aspects of dogs, from scent detection, obedience, and reactive dogs. I have found in the past that people have brought me dogs that they feel are reactive. However, the situation is the dogs having